next contraction, my water broke on the bed right here. The water broke. I'm like, oh my gosh, babe. I think my water just broke. It's, what? Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I am finally gonna introduce you to my daughter, baby Annabelle. So baby Annabelle was born on the 8th of July in the morning by 4:45 a.m. and I had 2.5 hours of active labor, but from the time of contraction till delivery was 6 hours, an average 6 hours. Baby Annabelle is 1 month old, and finally I'm getting to this. Yeah, very tiny little baby, 2 pushes, she came out. So how did it all start? So my baby was due on the 10th of July, which is on a Friday, and on Tuesday my partner suggested that we go for a walk because I've been complaining of this pressing aches that is constantly happening whenever I stand up. So we agreed to go out for a walk. Sorry, darling. Yeah, so we decided to go out on that evening. We left around let's say 6 o'clock in the evening for that walk, and we just walked around our house. We went, there was a park next to us that we've never seen before. We decided to go there and walk, and we were out for about 2 hours plus, and we only came back because it was raining. It was starting to rain, so we were like, okay, let's just come back. And I was kind of tired, and throughout that walk I was having bursting aches as well. It wasn't too bad, it was just a cramp, So when we got back home, I put my son to bed. We stayed in the sitting room for a bit, watching some Netflix movies. I can't remember which one. And at some point I was like, oh babe, I think I'm having this bursting aches, is coming a bit more frequent. He didn't take it serious because my previous birth with my son, it took 4 days, 3 days, from the time I went to the hospital, but it was actually 4 days of contractions before I ended up having a cesarean. So we were not expecting a baby to come within 6 hours. Like, I did not think that was possible for me, So when I told him, he just went to the dining room. He was doing his work. I just sat there watching movie. It became a bit more frequent. It wasn't that serious. It was just cramps, And I used my bathing ball. I sat on it, bouncing on it, watching my movie. This started from around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, it became a bit more regular. It was coming around 25 to 30 seconds every 6 minutes. 6 minutes, 7, 12 minutes, like that. We went to bed at 12 o'clock. So this has been happening from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. It wasn't too bad. Like, I got it. It was nothing compared to what I experienced with my previous labor. So I went, took my shower. He went to bed. So by the time I got to my bed, it was a bit more intense. Like, I had to breathe through it. It wasn't too bad yet, but I had to breathe through it. But I didn't want to disturb anybody. I lay down. 2 contractions later, I was like, babe, when are we gonna pack our bag? I have packed my bag. I packed my son's bag, but his bag is not packed. And he said, oh, don't worry, I can pack it like that, So we haven't got everything all together. Normally by this time you should have everything, maybe in the boot of the car, or just packed on one side of the house, so that once this happens, everybody's out of the door. But that was not our case. These clothes are not packed. The baby food for my son is not packed. The pillow, I wanted to take the pillow, many things that needs to be brought together so that you can leave the house. It wasn't ready yet. So when I asked him, he was like, oh, don't worry, we'll do it in the morning. But I think what helped me really was I did a lot of breathing techniques when I was pregnant, hypnobirthing. I prepared mentally for this, so maybe that was the reason he didn't think that I was in labor. He continued his sleep. I was here breathing through my pain. I put my hypnobirthing app on to help me breathe, lay down on my side, and try to sleep between contractions, because it's about 6 minutes apart. I don't know if I slept or not. I think I slept because I was tired. I slept a bit through the and when the contraction comes, I just breathe and fall back to sleep. But by around the 2:45, I felt a really bad pain and I was struggling to sleep on my side. And what I normally do when I'm not comfortable is I sleep on my front. I have a lot of pillows. I sleep with my elbows will be on the pillow, my knees will be bent, and I'll just sleep like this on all fours basically. That was the most comfortable position for me whenever I'm having issues with this pregnancy. So when I turned and I lay down like that to sleep, the next contraction, my water broke on the bed right here. The water broke. I'm like, oh my gosh, babe. I think my water just broke. It's like, what? It was crazy. Like his reaction was speechless. I will never forget. Like, what should I do? I was like, get towel, please get towel. So yeah, my water broke. I never knew I would ever experience my water breaking, because my first one, I was 3 days into my labor, my labor, and the doctor had to break my water for me. So I did not see nothing. I did not experience nothing through that experience. But this, my water broke. It was warm on the bed. I was like, wow, this is happening. Now he knows things are getting real. He started packing things, and me, I was cleaning the bed. But immediately after that contraction, like, my story changed. It was a deep pain, like a pain that overtakes you. It just overtakes you, like, I don't know what to do with myself kind of pain. It wasn't like a kind of pain you experienced before. It's not like a cut pain, or I don't know how to express it. Maybe when somebody stamp on your feet and you are not feeling the pain on your feet, you are feeling the pain on your whole body, like that kind of pain. I think that's the best way of expressing the pain I was feeling. I was telling myself through, I was like, Eva, breathe. I was even speaking it out loud. Oh, breathe. Like, it was so funny now. It wasn't funny before. So I knelt down near the bed, and I was walking through all the contractions, and he was just packing things. He got my son ready because he was sleeping. This was around 2:45. Hi guys, I'm having contraction. I thought I was gonna record everything, but oh my gosh, this takes your breath away. Anyway, my mucus plug went and my water broke a few minutes ago, around 2:45 a.m. on the morning of the 8th of July 2020. I'm in the toilet, just trying to get ready now to go. The contractions started coming really frequently, about every 30 seconds, like 1 minute to 30 seconds the contraction was coming. So we didn't prepare for this. After the water broke, everything was just crazy. For me to go from upstairs here to downstairs, it was a whole begging shenanigan. He was begging me, please, we need to go to the hospital. And I was feeling like I can't move, and the contraction was coming after the other. So by the time I catch my breath, the next one hit me. But eventually he came, he helped me downstairs, and I stayed in the sitting room. and the contraction was coming. So I had to call my friend Shade to come and take my son so that we can go to the hospital, because coronavirus, you are not allowed to take a child to the hospital. I called the hospital. I was like, oh my god, I don't think I can make it to the hospital. What am I going to do? What if I have this baby at home? The nurse was like, calm down, you need to come in anyway, just take a paracetamol and come. By this time it's probably around 3 o'clock, okay, let's say 3:30, and the pain, the urge, the pressure, it was, I can still remember, kind of pushes me down into the ground. I could not sit down, I could not sit on my belting ball, I could not sit on the sofa. Like, I just felt the urge to press into the ground. Yeah, that was the only way I could deal with the pain. It's like my body is pulling me down. It was pulling me down, and I was searching for the depth of the floor. So every contraction, I was on my knees searching for the depthness. How low can I go on this ground in the sitting room? That Shade came, said hi to me. I was trying to be polite. I don't think I was crying, but I was talking a lot. Like, I was very expressive, and that was not me with my first pregnancy. With the first one, I cried a lot. I was just crying, I'm in pain. But with this one, I was very expressive. Oh, we need to go. It was coming every 30 seconds. It was crazy. I was on the floor a mess. I took the paracetamol the nurse suggested to me. It removed the pain and the labor from my brain, because like I said, it took over all of my body. Like my whole body was overtaken, and I do not know what to do with myself, and I was kind of dreading the next one because I feel like I am never ready for it. It demands me to dip into the floor when it comes, and I feel like I could not get into this ground, man. So once I took the paracetamol, within minutes, it took the pain away from my brain, from my head, so I could kind of understand more what's happening. Like, the pain was still there, the contraction was still felt, but it was more manageable because it's out of my brain. I don't know if that makes sense. So eventually we managed to get out of the house, and the road was bumpy as well. I was having contraction in the car. He drove me. We got to a point, because I delivered at Lewisham Hospital, and it's a highway through Lewisham. The road was kind of a bit confusing, where does the car go? He doesn't know, and I think he ended up going the wrong way, and he had to turn around. I'm like, babe, just go. just go. Just go. And at some point he was like, oh no, this traffic would not go green. I'm like, babe, this is midnight, this is early morning, nobody would know. Just go through that traffic, it doesn't matter. I was just there, oh my Lord, help me. But eventually we made it to the hospital, and to come out of the car is another drama, because I started feeling pressure in the car. I was feeling the urge to push, and because I watched a lot of videos, I kind of knew what they are talking about. Once I felt it, it was like I was feeling to push, and immediately I just told myself, if you feel to push, just go with it. And the reason I did this is because when I feel the urge to push, the contraction becomes less. Like, it's like it's not even there. It's like the contraction is not even there. It's just the urge to push. It's the only thing that I was feeling, and it's much more manageable than the contraction. So once that urge comes, I just focus on the urge to push, So that got me through the last part of the journey to the hospital. So whenever I feel that urge, I just focus on the urge. I'm not pushing, I'm just allowing myself to open up So when we got to the hospital, he stopped in front of the hospital, went in, get somebody to bring a wheelchair, because I could not walk. Not in that condition, I could not walk. He got the person put me in a wheelchair, and for this story, we were riding into the hospital. We were at the entrance of the hospital, and all of a sudden I was having a contraction. So I had one contraction in the car, got into the wheelchair. They drove me just right to the front of the hospital, and another contraction was coming. I was like, don't move me. I was like to the man, do not move me from this place. So the guy just stopped, and I stood up, just to take the contraction. The oil to preach again came, and I just allowed myself, like I said, allowed my body, and the head of my baby came out. I was like, oh my gosh, the head is out, babe, the head is out, come and catch this baby. He freaked out. He said, nurse, where's that nurse? Nurse, come. I'm like, babe, come, this baby cannot fall on the floor here, don't let my baby fall. And he couldn't, he just wanted a nurse to come and help me, because he's not a nurse, right? So I saw another man. He was wearing blue. I don't know if it's a nurse or, because we didn't get to the delivery suite. It was kind of in the front. I guess it's emergency people, A&E people. He later told me he saw my water pour on the floor, because I saw him rush to me, put his hand under me. Immediately put his hand, I felt another contraction, and I pushed, and the baby just came out on his hand. And I was like, oh my gosh, is she okay? She was looking brownish purple. The head was like a cone. Like this is like the best experience of my life. I wanted a Vbac. I wanted this experience. I prepared for it. So God gave me even better than I imagined. She was so tiny and short. Once the nurse caught the baby cried, and I was feeling all kind of emotion, was asking, is the baby okay? She was put on my body. She was so tiny. Oh my gosh, She didn't cry again. She just let her one cry, and they were telling me, oh, the baby is fine, the baby is fine. They wheeled me into A&E, into a bed, and just to check on me that I'm fine. They took her to clean her up. And within about 5 minutes, I felt another urge to push. I was still sitting on the wheelchair that they brought me with. So I stood up again, allowed my body, because to my brain, I'm like, this is probably the placenta. Because with my preparation, I did not want injection to be given to me to birth my placenta. I wanted to do everything naturally. I wanted, literally, my plan, I wanted to do everything naturally. Actually, I wanted to feel everything, wanted to experience everything. So when that came, I'm like, this is the placenta. I allowed myself, it just came on the floor. Blood was everywhere. I was just apologizing. I'm sorry. They're like, no, it's fine. A lot of the staff just came. They were cleaning it. Yeah, they checked me. Everything is fine. The baby was fine. They brought her back to me to feed. She loves to eat. She just latched on, started feeding immediately. Bring your mommy and daddy. Oh, I don't mind one. So there's a passion towards leaving it for at least 2 minutes. There's some people that say you should leave it for half an hour. Just leaving it unattached. I don't want you looking. I don't want you looking. Yeah, sometimes the youngsters come in with a bit actually. So that's probably experience. Oh god, I was going crazy. But the paracetamol helped a bit. Any skin to skin. If we need to resuscitate them, we sometimes put in the so if you cut it like only that long, that would be bad for us. And she was just, oh my god, she looked like the dad at the beginning, but she's changing now. But she was perfect, tiny, very tiny baby. Eventually they took me to the delivery suite, to our own room. We stayed there. She was born 4:45 a.m. We were discharged by, I think, 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the same day. But we forgot our car seat at home, so my husband had to go and get it. So we left the hospital around 6. That was it, really. It was the best experience ever. I was so happy, you know. I was able to walk around after. I was out and about. I took my bath, I ate food. I was hungry, and I got to cuddle with her. It was such a wonderful experience, you know. So I really thank God, you know, for allowing me to experience a Vbac, a vaginal birth after cesarean. And not only did I experience it, I experienced it in a way that I never expected. I'm gonna officially introduce you to her. She's sleeping. Yeah.